All right, checking in as it's coming up to 10 p.m. The thunder's going, starting to rain, and the sky is looking a very unhealthy color. If you couldn't tell, things are about to go south very, very quickly. I hope your week is going well, because you have 7 days to die. Okay, but seriously, what is this game? This is a online multiplayer, if you want it to be, a zombie survival, base building, loot and shoot kind of mishmash of a game. Sort of the best way I could describe it is if Project Zomboid had a baby with Fallout 4, this is what you'd get. But yeah, the interesting thing about this is, I only discovered this game a couple weeks ago, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. But this game has actually been in development for 10.5 years. December 2013, it first entered early access, and what's interesting is it is coming out for full release this month, June 2024. Maybe July, depending, if everything's on track. I mean, you can see it right here in the news, right here. This summer, version 1.0 is coming. And so I thought, if you're like me, maybe you've never heard about this, I'd like to show this game to you, or maybe you've played this game, like 8 years ago, and things are going to be different between then and now, presumably, so maybe see what it's like now as it's getting ready for its, its full release on the horizon. All right, now before we get into the gameplay, I want to go over a couple things with you, just sort of to bring a point home. I'm not going to, walk you through every single option in creating a server or world, because if you want to host a game, you can read through those yourself. I believe in you. We don't need to handhold all through this. But the point I'm trying to make with this is that if you see me playing this and you're like, oh, this seems kind of like up my alley, it seems pretty cool, but like, I don't know about this, it seems a little too hard, it seems a little too easy, like, you can probably change something to make the difficulty more to your liking. So 2 examples. The first, death penalty. By default, because I'm just using all the default settings, levels 1 through 5, you're fine. You have a death protection shield, essentially. At level 6, when you die, instead of nothing really happening, I mean, besides dying, we'll get to that, but you have an experience deficit penalty, which is to say, let's just make up some numbers. Let's say it takes 1,000 experience to get from level 6 to level 7. When you die at level 6, you will be negative 500 experience, which means you have to pay off half of the experience that you would need to get to the next level, and then you can start leveling. Now, if you see that and you're like, well, that seems kind of easy. Like, I want zombie survival, not just that. Well, you can make it harder if you want. You can make it so you start out injured. You can make it so there's permadeath. Like, you die, that's it. Your character's gone. Have fun starting over. Now, on the flip side, if you're like, oh, I just want to, like, chill on this, like, zombie survival server with my friends while we, like, gripe about our boss and our work and our school and stuff like that, turn off the death penalty. I'm not judging you. Don't let someone else judge you. Like, you can set it to how you want it. Another example, drop on death. So, for instance, the default is everything, your backpack, your toolbar, your armor that's equipped, all drops into a backpack on the ground. So, when you respawn, you have to pick it all up again. Now, that's great, you can get your stuff, but on the other hand, the zombie that killed you is probably still eating your corpse, might have called for some friends to join in on the feast. It's gonna be a problem to get, but it will be there for you to pick up if you want to risk getting it. Now, if you think like, oh, that's not to my liking, well, maybe just your tool belt. All the stuff in your backpack is fine, all like, the loot you've been picking up, but your weapons, your med kit, stuff like that, that's all gone. Conversely, maybe just your backpack. You can think of it as like you drag yourself to safety, so all the stuff strapped to you is fine, but your backpack with all your loot is back there. Now, if that's all still too easy for you, like, zombie survival, I said, delete it all. Maybe the zombies suddenly have a taste for scrap iron and stone axes. They eat your entire inventory. It is gone. And again, if you're like, I don't know, that sounds a little too hard for me, turn it off. You don't need to have a drop on death penalty if you don't want. That's the point I'm making with, as I said, I'm not going to go through, like, what's enemy spawning, what's blah, 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 blah. You can set all those to your liking, just that if you see something here and you're like, I like it, but I don't know if it's perfect, you might be able to tweak it so it is perfect. Otherwise, the only other setting I want to point out is players. You can have up to 16. I mean, you can have as low as 1 if you just want to play with yourself.
That's what she said.
Yeah, you know, my friends and I, we've been playing with 4 to 5-ish, you know, 4 to 6, and it's been fine. It's been stable and working well, so I can attest to 4 to 5 at least, that it works well. All right, let's generate ourselves a world. The game world, the only real thing to note is there's essentially 2 options. There's more than 2 options, but there's 2 basic when you get down to it. First is Navezgane, or Navesgane, or however you pronounce it. This is a world handcrafted by the devs. Like, you know, they made all the biomes, they set the rivers exactly how they want them, they put the towns where they want, you know, and it's fun. I've played on it. You know, I've seen cool little, like, things to go and loot, and, like, tunnels to explore, and, like, little secrets hidden around, and, you know, it is a handcrafted experience just for you. Now, if you've played on this map a bunch, or you just want to try something new, you can also randomly generate the world. And there's a lot of different settings. You can, I mean, essentially, you know, Navesgane is, you know, 6144 by 6144. You can make it bigger. You can make it, but you can't make it smaller. I think 6144 is the smallest. You know, you can make it a little bigger, a lot bigger, make it the same size. And then finally, you can choose a seed if you want, you know, if you want a specific thing, like, oh, I want to host a contest to see who can survive. Like, you can make up a seed that everyone has to use. You know, but that's the gist of it. So I'm going to do a pre-gen world. You know, I'm going to let it randomly generate things. It'll be completely new to me. It'll be completely new to you. And we can actually show off the game a bit. So while it's loading, because this will take a bit, and I'll actually skip most of it for you, but, you know, the first time you create a world, it takes a bit, or the first time you load into someone's save, you know, the very first time, it'll take a bit, because it's making the whole world for you, so, you know, it is what it is. But while it's doing this, I wanted to mention, just to get it out there so people don't get unnecessarily upset, I'll probably be making a lot of comparisons to Project Zomboid. And the reason for that is because it's probably the closest game to this that I can think of, that I personally know anyways. And, like, I'm talking how much I like this game. That doesn't mean I don't like Project Zomboid. They're both fun games, and they're sort of both just different takes on the same thing. Yes, it's zombie apocalypse, but they're both survival games. They just go about it in different ways. You know, and it's not that either one is better or worse than the other. They're just 2 different ways of doing it. So if I'm talking like, okay, it works like this in this game and unlike this, like, I'm not saying that Project Zomboid's way is worse. I'm just saying it's different, and here is how. Now, obviously, yes, some things are very, you know, obvious, like that's, you know, Project Zomboid is a top-down isometric view. This is a first-person view, but, you know, getting into more, like, material things than just that. You know, there's some very minute differences that make very big differences in gameplay. And I'll point those out as we go. So I just want to say, you know, don't get mad. You don't have to defend it. But, well, I like Project Zomboid too. It's okay. I just, you know, I want to get that out there. I'm just going to make comparisons because it's the closest thing to this game. That's all. All right, I'll see you in a while after this finishes initializing. Oh, that loading screen. Ooh, my head. Whew. All right, dear friend, the wasteland can be an unforgiving place. I found you naked and left for dead with no spot. Hey, left for dead. I get it. It looks like you crossed the Duke in a bad way. You could use some help. Enclose a short guide to help you survive, blah, 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 blah. You know, he liked me enough to give me supplies, but not enough to, you know, actually drag my body somewhere safe. Well, whatever. I'm just going to momentarily just shift things around in my inventory because, you know, I've been playing the game enough that you're like, you know, I like my torch on number 9. My bandage is on 0. Okay. We're at the start of a survival game. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, it looks so nice. We have nothing. You know, you want some flowers? Punch a flower. You know, you want a stone? Punch a rock. You know, you want a tree? Punch a tree. It's a punch a tree. There we go. Got some wood from it. Standard survival game beginning. You don't really have anything. You know, we got a couple, you know, a can of chili for our hunger, some water for our thirst, a torch, a bandage, and that's it. Let's do all the basic beginning stuff, shall we? How about we first start with crafting a bedroll? All right, we have enough to craft a bedroll. You know, here's your crafting stuff, like, oh, your basics, your building, your resources, food, blah, 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 blah. You know, and it gets a little more complicated later because you can, like, build a forge and make stuff at that. You can build a workstation, make stuff at that. But, here's your list, and if you're like, oh, there's too many things, I can't find it in this massive list of stuff, you can always type in, like, bed, and like, barbed wire mod, no, barbed wire, no, bedroll, there we go. Let's craft it, because, the game wants us to. We'll put it down, because the game wants us to. The bedroll's nice, because you can spawn at it when you start your game. You can spawn at it if you die, instead of starting near your pack. Obviously, we don't want it here. There's nothing right here. But the game wanted us to place it, so now we have for our quest. Good for us. Let's make a stone axe. Hey, look at that. We have an axe now. Now we don't have to punch a tree if we want wood. We can actually harvest it in a better way. Let's craft some pants. No, let's not do that. Well, fine. I guess because the game says so. Oh, I didn't talk about it earlier. But you know how you can create, like, there's a bunch of characters you can choose from for how you look. You can make your own. There's a character generator, change your hair color, change your eyes, your facial hair, your, ears, your head size, your hand size, how tall, fat, thin. If you want, gigantic boobs and a dump truck ass running around the wasteland, go for it. I don't care. It's character generation. You know how it works. Let's put on some pants because the game tells us to. There, we're looking dapper in our makeshift crappy pants. Aren't we so cool looking now? Craft a wooden club. Yeah, we'll craft a wooden club because, like, now you have a melee weapon. I'm gonna scrap it just for the wood. I rather have a stone spear. I cannot make a stone spear because I'm short on stones, so... Alright, I should have enough resources now. Let's craft the stone spear. Let's craft our primitive bow. Let's craft as many arrows as we can. And you can see down here, you can queue up, like, up to 4 things at once. So, we can get all those going at the same time. And then I'll just do them in order. So look at that. Now we're set for adventure. We got a melee weapon. We got a range weapon. We got some ammo for our weapon. Hooray for us. Let's craft a building block. Why? Because the game wants to know how, teach you how the game works, which I guess is fair. Look at that. We made a building block. We're making a base. We're upgrading it. So now it's wood. Woo! Let's make a campfire. Put it on the top of the wooden block. How about, look at, isn't this a wonderful base? No, this place sucks and we're gonna leave it here. Good job! You have potential. We're not staying here. We're gonna go to the trader for our final quest. 800 meters that way. We're gonna look for some shelter along the way. Ooh. And search a rotting sports bag. Found some pears. Nice. Now, the reason why we're going to try and find some shelter right away is because the zombies in this game, they get a little feisty at night. They get kind of angry. They, when nighttime falls, by default, all zombies gain sprint. And as you can see in the bottom left down there, you got your health and you've got your stamina. And if you're, running around, it uses up your stamina. If you, attack with your melee weapon, it uses stamina. If you power attack, it uses stamina. And when zombies can, run really quickly up to you and sort of punch you in the face repeatedly, it gets a little harder to defend yourself from them. So we want to be in night, we want to be in a defendable indoor position, trying to, hide out the night, especially because, well, look at us. We got pants and a stone spear and bow, and that's it. Maybe it's time we hide a little bit. Or maybe we make ourselves look a little dapper first. Yeah, let's put on a shirt. Let's put on some boots. Put on a hat and some gloves. Oh, yeah. Now, mind you, it's all plant fiber stuff, so it's really bad. But, hey, at least we're not running around in our boxers anymore, so that's progress. Yeah, I can just harvest things along the way. I should probably stop doing that because it uses up my stamina while I'm running, but, it is what it is. Ooh, feathers. Yeah. Get some more feathers to make some more arrows. Because I have, like, 4, which isn't a lot. Sometimes you can harvest them, like, when you shoot a zombie or whatever, get your arrow back. But not always, so the more arrows we get, the better. Actually, that brings me to another point. Inventory in this game. How it works. It's a little interesting. Just getting some more wood for arrows, don't mind me. I mean, you saw me open this before, but this is your inventory, and your encumbrance is not based on your weight. It's based on your slots. So you start with these by default. You can carry these 2 rows as well, but anything when you start going here, once this is full, will get you encumbered and, slow down your stamina regen, stuff like that. It, it has its pros and cons, just like, as I said, everything, it's just how they, oh. Hello, zombie. I'm gonna fight you while I talk to them about, you know, the inventory. I look a little bit of Sylvester Stallone face going on there. Froze up for a second. That's what I get for recording at the same time. Oh yeah, so now I'm out of stamina. As you can see, like, fighting this guy in the daytime, it's fine. I can just, you know, back up, regain my stamina to keep attacking. At nighttime, imagine that he's, you know, running up to you like this, and he's right on your ass no matter what you do. It gets a little problematic. All right. Inventory, I didn't really get to talk about it because I was, you know, too busy explaining things. But, you know, it has its benefits and its downsides. So the downside of it is that everything that takes up one slot takes up one slot. And it, in a way, that doesn't make sense, right? Like, why should 41 rocks and 39, like, lumber boards take up as much space as one can of pears? Right? That, in a way, that doesn't make any sense. And it's like, I don't know about this. But think about it on the flip side. It means that you can carry 41 rocks and it weighs the same as one rock. You know, and you're like, okay, I guess, maybe, like, it gets bigger than that. Imagine, say, you know, there's one time when I had something like 700 scrap iron on me at once, and it took up one inventory slot. Like, that's a pretty good deal for me, because, like, think about other games, you know, 700 scrap iron would make you super encumbered. But in this one, it's just one slot. So, you know, that's sort of how your inventory works. You get infinitely, well, I mean, things have stacks. It's not infinite, you know, a lot of stacks. Like, I think ammo is like 150. You know, some things are 10. Med kits, I think, are 5, stuff like that. But, you know, you get a lot per slot. So, ooh, I get a chicken. Chicken. No, I think it saw me. Oh, it didn't. Chicken. I need chicken, I'm sorry, but this is a survival game. I need food. I'm sorry. Look, thank you for your sacrifice. I would have preferred if you didn't run, but it is what it is. Okay, chicken. Yeah, there's another one there. Oh, so I'm looking now, like, you can see my axe is, like, halfway broken. Just in case you want to play the game, you know. This wasn't necessarily intuitive for us when, you know, me and my friends started playing. You click on the weapon, and from there, you can say hit repair. And then whoop, whoop, you know, a stone axe takes a stone to fix, bows take a wood, and if you have it in your inventory, you just whoop, whoop, it's fixed, which is nice. That's also how you modify things if you have weapon mods. Granted, for a stone axe, you know, there's not gonna be much, but, you know, it's like, oh, if you do more damage to logs, you could put that in the modifier slot. You know, if you have, like, let's dye it bright pink, you could put it in the cosmetic slot. Now you know. Just a fun little thing that now you know how it works. Trash. All right, sure. Lead, I believe. Ooh, a house. Yeah, this is looking all right. Well, I mean, we'll see what its difficulty ranking. I mean, like, try to say too many things at once. There's so much to talk about with this game that I love. Difficulty ranking. When I say that the zombies are harder at night and they're not a problem in the day, that's true for the most part, like out here in the wilderness. Now, when we get to this house, it's going to give us a difficulty ranking to be like, how many zombies are in it, how aggressive are they, stuff like that. So for instance, this place, Marvin's Getaway, it's a 1 skull, it's not too bad. If, you know, we were at like a hospital with 5 skulls, it doesn't matter that it's the daytime. They'd be very aggressive, they'd be mean. So, you know, don't think that just because it's daytime, you're going to be free of all responsibility, but that's how it works. That's how the game goes. We're going to try and clear out this house so that we have a place to stay for the night. Yeah. Now, one of the things that I really like about this game is how everything is destroyable. And you're like, yeah, I get it. Like, you know, we can... Oh. Stone Cold Steve Zombie. I'll put you stone cold in the ground. Sit down. Thank you. Like, yeah, I get it. You can hit a plant, get some stuff. You know, hit a tree, get some stuff. No. Everything is destructible. So this house, like, yeah, well, I see we'll go in there. But let's say, like, you want to go through the front door. Yeah, figured. The door is locked. You can bust down the door if you want. It has 1,000 health, but you can do it. You're like, well, what about the... I don't care. Like, yeah, the door is destroyable. Lots of games have that. Well, how about the wall? This wall has 500 health. You could just clear a hole right through the wall if you wanted. Like, what if you don't want to go through that? What if you want to tunnel into the basement? Just dig through the ground and dig... And so the reason why I kind of like this is that nowhere is perfectly safe. Like, no matter where you go, no matter where you hole up, no matter what defenses you make. Rar. Rar says who? Well, whatever. I'll bust this tire, get some polymers out of the deal. Oh, hi. Rar says you. Little crawly guy. These crawly guys are actually really annoying when they actually have their legs and aren't crawling. They sort of jump at you like Victor from Dead by Daylight while screeching. It's pretty creepy. Ooh, secret little hole. Ooh, rotting sports bag. Ooh, some actual, we got some cowboy boots. Well, press the wrong button. Forget our, stupid plant fiber boots. We got real boots. We got big boy boots now. Scrap that. But how'd I get some other, I made shoes and boots. That's how. Yeah, but I was talking about everything is destroyable. So, like, in here, you could dig through this concrete. It has 5,000 health, but you could dig a hole up there. So, it's kind of, it's annoying in the sense that you can't ever have the perfect base with the perfect defenses, but it kind of makes sense that you'll never be safe, which, leads to the zombie survival feel. That you're always in danger. You can never have a good enough base. It can never be improved enough. You can always, ooh, I beheaded her with a spear. Whoops. You can always improve. You can always, repair. And I like that. I like that that's how the game is because it just makes it a little creepier. You're never truly safe. Now that said, this house is certainly a lot more, defensible and safe than, say, sitting outside. Anyone here? Yeah, there's someone here. Ooh. Big lady. In fact, I'm gonna back up. The keys, by the by, just is a personal thing. If you've ever played this game, maybe you could help explain. If you touch the key on the key rack, it will open the nearby locked door. But I don't know how to, like, re-shut it. Like, because if I try and shut it, it'll just be like, no, this is locked. Oh, great, I got his attention, too. Well. All right. We got too much going on. I'm trying to talk about this game, and here you are lumbering at me all like, hey, baby. Yeah, that's what I thought. Can I get my arrow back? No. That's why we make more than one. No. Let's talk about the doors. Yeah, see. I have the key. It opened it once, but you can't touch the door to do anything. You can't touch the key rack. So you're like, oh, no. Now there's, like, a hole in your... in your new base. What are you gonna do? Build. Yeah. Not a hole anymore. And say, oh, that not good enough? Maybe a zombie's gonna see you inside them. Boop. There. Where once was a door, now there is a wall. And it's just that easy to make yourself, do base building in this game. You'd be like, I don't want these wooden chairs or this table in the way. Let's destroy the table. We picked up the chairs to scrap them because it's faster than hitting them all individually with an axe. Oh. Yeah, you can hear the zombie outside. It's just trying to beat through the wall. It's got a long way to go, but it can do it. So let's go clear out that zombie. Wow. Yeah, you. Hey, look, she wasn't even trying to beat through, like, the first main wall. She climbed up on here and started going that way, so... Okay, let's keep looking. We've got... Here's someone. Someone in the kitchen. Someone's in the kitchen with zombos. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. Whoa, whoa. Oh, he dropped loot. They don't often do, but when they do, like, bullets, brass, and a scrap helmet. Hey, look at that. We got a heavy armor. We have, like, actual defense, a little bit. I'm gonna search their toilet, and you're like, ew, toilet. Yeah, I got some toilet water. Like, ew, toilet water. Water is very important early on, because unlike Project Zomboid, the game does not start with the water on. Like, clearly, like, some houses have generators. The electricity can be on in some houses, not all of them. But there is no water, see? So from the get-go, you've got a water problem. Oh, good. I found a skill magazine. That'll make showing the thing I want to talk about easier. Hello? Even up here, attics are nice. Zombies can crawl up ladders, but oh, there's another one. So yeah, as I said, nowhere is safe, but it's certainly more defensible up here than it is, you know, sleeping on the main floor. Okay, we finally good? No. Blah, 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 blah. Ooh, a crate. Crates are good. Crates often give skill books, you see. The poppin' pills. What the doctor ordered. Nice. Medical crate. Yeah, bandages, aloe cream, vitamins, a first aid kit. Cool. Now, all this loot is randomly generated. You know, like, if you loaded up this exact same seed and played this exact same world, you could come in here and find different stuff than I just did. Oh, hey, nice. So for, you know, we got armor for our legs, so we don't just have pants, now we have armor, and we have a mod for it. Double pocket mod. So we can say, put that on, and that mod gives us more carrying capacity. So for instance, now we look at our inventory, here's all our, you know, our 3 rows of that we can carry, but thanks to the mod, now we've got 2 little extra spots. Now we have a lot more than that, but, you know, it is what it is. That's why we're here. We're here to make a little base, keep up, you know, some stuff. In fact, let me make a little secure storage so we can drop off stuff and not be over encumbered. I can't spell the word storage. All right, here we go. I put some storage down. I put my bedroll in here. So this is a nice little spot for us. So what I think I'm going to do now, we started with this item, the land claim block. What's that? A placed land claim block will protect an area from other players in PvP and prevent zombie respawns. The replacement box shows the size of the area. Up to 3 land claims blocks can be placed. Now, you obviously don't have to play PvP. You can have players can't attack each other as an option. So for us, again, we're also only on our, you know, the only one on this server because I created the save and haven't invited anyone. This will prevent zombies from spawning in the area. Now, they can still spawn outside the area and come attack, but... All right, here we go. I had to sort of futz with it to get it to show up, but here we go. These green lines, because I have it turned on, and you can turn them off if you want. This shows the bounds of our land claim block. So within these green lines, no zombies will spawn. Now, that doesn't stop a zombie. A zombie could spawn right here and then go to our house and attack. So you're not invincible, but it is kind of nice that you can, like, claim a base and then, you know, no one's going to spawn inside here or right outside your door. So that's pretty nice. All right. We have all this sort of settled. Let's get some food going. We're, you know, if you look down at the green bar, we're getting kind of hungry. Blue bar, we're getting kind of thirsty. So I want to make myself a campfire, especially because it's still daylight. And zombies will hear you when you're making a campfire. So, you know, if you... let's put it right under this window so that the smoke can ventilate out. That's not a thing, but, you know, it sounds cool. And we'll get some wood for the fire. We're gonna get that so we can cook it. We put some wood on the fire, and now the only thing we know how to make are boiled eggs and charred meat. I don't want to boil an egg because our water is very precious, so let's just char some meat. We're gonna cook as many as we can. It takes, you know, 5 meat to make 1 thing. That's kind of a lot. It'll be done in a minute. We can just leave it be. We don't have to wait right there. Yeah, this looks kind of, you know, messy, but I just sort of dumped everything in there so it wouldn't be over encumbered. While this is cooking, and while we sort of wait for, since it is 4:47 at the evening, let's talk about skills. I wanted to wait till I had a skill book as well as finish my initial quests to do this so that I could show you rather than just talk. The way skills work in this game is sort of, let me go harvest resources, I guess, while we're doing it. Very similar, you know, it's similar but completely different from Project Zomboid. And you're like, what does that even mean? Well, there's some very key differences. Project Zomboid is, I would say, more akin to Skyrim. At least last I checked. Things might be different now, you know, I don't know. So, you know, don't yell at me if I'm wrong. You can just make, oh, hey, that's not how it works now. But last I knew, the way Project Zomboid worked is, say you work on a skill, And the more you work on that skill, the better you get at it. And knock the tree down. Yeah, we got some oak seeds. You know, kill a tree. Too close. Plant a tree. There we go. And the more you work on these skills, the, better you get. So, like, if you cook, the more you cook, the better you get at cooking. And that makes sense, right? That's how real life works. You start at the basics, and the more you do it, the better you get. This game does not work like that. And in Project Zomboid, you can find books that you can read, and that will give you sort of like a bonus experience to whatever you're reading. So, like, if you read a cooking journal, you'll get more cooking experience. Or if you listen to one of the radio programs while there's still power, stuff like that. Is it done? It is done. All right, well, I'm going to turn off this, turn off the fire for now so we don't waste our wood. Actually, I can just leave that in there. For when we, whoops, didn't mean to pick up my bedroll. When we need it. What was I talking about? Oh, skill books. Oh, yeah, and eating stuff. Charred meat isn't the best way to cook it. Better than eating it raw. So, yeah, 10 food, -5 water, 5 health. Good for us. It's something. And now we're going to drink some clean water. 20 water. Yum, yum. That should help this. Over time, it'll fill up stuff. For food, not super great, so it only did 5 seconds worth of food. Our water, 20 seconds, because that's pretty nice water. Now, we're still pretty hungry. And you're like, wait, I thought you were talking about skills. Yeah, well, I'm going back to this. Old Sham Sandwich. It's like Spam, it's funny. Now, you can eat the Old Sham Sandwich that's just been sitting out since the, apocalyptic days. You get 15 food for it, much better than the 5, but you have a 12% chance to get dysentery because it's not clean. Compare that to, say, can of chili. No percent chance. It's, it was canned. It's still good. It's fresh. Let's risk it. You know what? Let's take a gamble on eating this sandwich. All right, we didn't get sick. But that's sort of why you need clean food and water, because, like, I found, that dirty water in the toilet, murky water. 12% chance of dysentery, and it's only 10 water instead of 20. Like, well, make it clean or boil it. I can't, because you can't just pour water on a campfire, right? We need to improve this campfire. You can get, like, a cooking pot, a beaker, a grill. So if we had a cooking pot, we could put it on the fire and pour water in and boil some water to turn our gross water into clean water. We can't do that yet. But, there's some more basic gameplay stuff. Now what I was talking about, skills. Sorry, I mean, my food was ready, I had to talk about it. I was talking about cooking, right. So you do a lot of cooking in Project Zomboid. Maybe you read a book, hear a station, and then you get better at it and better at it. In this game, you don't get better at something just by doing it over and over. You only get better at it by reading skill books. And sort of both ways have their merits. There's good and bad about each. So on the one hand, yeah, it can feel a little frustrating. You're like, well, I've cooked like 20 things of charred meat. How do I not know grilled meat yet? That doesn't make any sense. And yeah, that's not really realistic. On the other hand, there is sort of a nice thing about it, because unlike, say, Project Zomboid or Skyrim, stuff where you have to repeatedly do something over and over to increase your skills, there's a few benefits to it just being skill books. One, you don't have to spend hours grinding over and over and over to get a skill. Like, if you don't, if you want to improve your cooking, you don't have to spend 10 hours making, charred, meat just to get grilled meat. You just find a couple skill things, boom, it's done. Also, you don't have to waste your resources. So, like, you don't have to say, like, because you know what? I've got 1 chicken. I got 6 meat. It took 5 to make charred meat. I don't have to go find, like, 1,000 chickens just to try and increase my thing. I found this cooking skill book. So, even though I've cooked 1 item, I can just go, boop, now I'm better. Now I learned grilled corn and baked potato. Granted, we don't have corn or, potatoes to do that with. But, so there's an advantage to both ways. Like, on the one hand, like, yeah, practicing makes more sense, but this way is kind of nice that you don't have to spend a lot of time grinding, you don't have to use your resources, and you can get good at stuff you haven't even encountered yet, which is very nice. Because, like, in Project Zomboid, for instance, you can't get better at shooting unless you actually shoot your gun. No, that's a bad idea. Skill things work a little differently, so that's an even worse example. Let's say you can't, like, you know, get better at, you know, fixing electronic stuff if you don't find electronic parts. In this one, you don't have to find electronic parts, you just have to find electronic skill books, and I think it's the second page. Yeah. You can get better at making these things before you ever find them. So that's kind of nice that you can get good at stuff and then start doing it. Like, you can get better at making, say, like sledgehammers, and then you can make one and start using it. You don't have to, like, keep making them before you ever actually use it. So yeah, that's sort of how the skills work. And in terms of, like, say, you know, crafting stuff, survival stuff. In terms of your, like, combat, because clearly this game is a little bit more combat oriented than Project Zomboid, you know, first person loot and shoot type of stuff. This is where I said it's sort of similar to Fallout 4, along with the base building. The way it works, oops, I'm still in that thing, is, and this is why I wanted to do those quests, those beginner quests. It wasn't just to get the settlement, or, you know, the trader marked. It's once you get all those, you get 4 free skill points without leveling up. You know, normally you get 1 or 2 or whatever per level. But this way you get 4 and I can show you stuff. Skills in this work very similar to Fallout 4. You level up, you get a point, and you just put a point into that tier, and it just gives you a bonus. So for instance, Pack Mule, that's a very good one to have, a very decent all-around thing. We can get it at level 1. We put in a point, carry 3 more, I can't highlight it, but it's right here. Carry 3 more items without being encumbered. Buy. Now we look at this, and our 2 from our mod, or our pants modification with extra pockets, and now 3 right there. Because of Pack Mule. And that's it. You know, look at that. Okay. How about another one? Because we have 4 to go through. Let's get something, you know, fortitude. We want to be able to healing factor, a very, very good one to have. Pack Mule and healing factor are kind of very good basic ones. But healing factor, when you're not out of food or water, so when you're not starving or, you know, dehydrated, gain 1 health every 35 seconds. And your critical injuries will heal 20% faster. Because, like, if you get, say, like, a broken leg, they'll be like, you know, this, will be fixed in, like, an hour game time. And it'll have a counter down here in this corner that you can click to be like, oh, okay. Or, you know, you watch it count down to be like, this is how long it'll last. So, yeah. Natural healing and more critical injuries will heal faster, especially because medical bandages are pretty rare at the start. A good one to have. Now, let's get some combat skills, too, right? I said this thing's more combat than Project Zomboid. I like spears. You know, I like spears and bows. So let's put a thing into spears. Sticks and stones can't break my bones, but combined make a nice spear. So we do more damage. Power attacks have a chance to slow enemies, and then both regular and power attacks take less stamina. Now, we have 1 skill point left, and I can put in a lot of stuff, but also similar to sort of the Fallout 4 method of, like, you know, you have to get your strength to a certain level before you can pick stuff. Like Spearmaster, I have a point left, but I can't buy it. It says Perception level 3. You know, quick and perceptive. Level 1, I need Perception level 4. So what you can do, you've got Perception, Strength, Fortitude, Agility, and Intellect. If you're like, well, I really want to work on, like, Spear in, you know, level 2, you can also increase your base attributes. Those don't give you an immediate perk the same way. You know, that's like, oh, you heal more, or you can carry more stuff. But, you know, they give you percentage boosts anyway. So, like, you know, Perception level 2 is I do, you know, instead of 200% damage with headshots, I do 210. You know, I have a 10% chance to dismember with a rifle, explosive spear, or things with, you know, with perception stuff. So you can increase your base stats. So there we go. I've got Perception level 2 out of 10, Spearmaster 1 out of 5, 1 out of 5 healing, and 1 out of 5 pack. So that's how the leveling system, the skill, you know, the skills, the leveling and stuff work in this game. It's a very small difference, but a very big one in terms of gameplay with how it works with Project Zomboid. Like, you still have to get your survival skills, your crafting, your fighting, your cooking, all that, your medical. But, you know, you learn it through books instead of through practice. And so it sort of changes how you play, because you can't, you know, you can't force it to level up. But on the other hand, you know, I've only found 2 skill books so far, so you might be like, oh, that seems pretty rough or whatever. they're pretty easy to come by. Like, even in, I've played, I don't know, maybe 20 hours on one of the save files, and one person already has like workstations level 20 and is able to make a forge and stuff. I've got like cooking level 10, 20, so yeah, they're not super hard to come by. And sort of going with that, one of the nice things that having these skill books does is it's really nice when you are when you're playing multiplayer with people, because it forces people to diversify and have different roles. Because, it kind of makes sense to do that anyway. I don't want to do, I'll wait till tomorrow to do the trader. It kind of makes sense to do that. Like, oh, you're going to be, the person that cooks food, and I'll be the person that, builds walls or whatever. In this game, it's not just sort of a choice. It's a thing you have to do if you want to survive. Because the skill books are used up, like, all right, improves medical crafting. I used it. Now, I didn't gain anything yet because I need, 2 out of 5 to unlock the first tier. So if I use a medical thing, okay, I'm at 2 out of 5. And now, say a friend was playing and they use a medical thing, now they're 2 out of 5. Well, all right, we're both 2 out of 5. That doesn't do anything for either of us. What makes sense is you give all your medical books to one person. And then they can become the medical guy, and then you give, all of your, rifle crafting to one person, and, she can become the gunsmith. And so when you're playing with people, it really helps just to... Everyone has their roles that they can play. Stop that. Oh, he actually might be moving a little faster. I don't know if it's officially night yet, or if it's just because he's a tougher dude. Yeah, you can see, like, there's 100 levels of food, 75 in armor, 75 blades, 100 handgun, 100 shotgun. And it just, when you can't force a level up, and you have to find skill books that are used up upon use, it makes you cooperate with your fellow players so that you can all do something, because it's better for one person to have a lot of one thing than lots of people to have a few points in something. And so I really like that play style, that it forces you to like work together, because that's kind of what zombie survival is about. All right, against my better judgment, I came out at night to look for a zombie, and you can see she is way more aggressive now that it's nighttime. She comes running right at me. Thankfully, even though she hit me once, she didn't infect me. I didn't get any cuts. I didn't get the zombie infection. Nothing like that. But you can see why you might not want to be outside, where zombies might just hone right in on you and say, "Bah!" and get you right away. At least in here, you got somewhere to hide and get some warning if they're coming. Morning has broken. Let's continue on with our basic quest, shall we? Go visit the trader. Now, I'm interested to see who our trader is. Like, when you do the basic, the Navezgane, however you pronounce it, you get Trader Joel. Yeah, funny joke there. But you can get random other people for your trader when you just do a random map and who your first person is. For instance, in one of my saves, we have someone who basically looks exactly like Tifa from Final Fantasy VII. It's not just me. Like, I saw, I'm like, that looks like Tifa. And someone else, she came in and she saw that. He was like, that looks like Tifa. And I was like, yes, it does. I mean, it's spot. Like, I mean, for this game, it's like she's got the same face. She's got the same, like, long brown hair, the same, like, red hair tie. She's, got very big personality. So I'm just curious to see who we have now. This time we have...
Well, if you got money, I guess I can stay
Trader Wrecked. Now, the thing with these traders is, besides, of course, that you can buy stuff, because that's what traders do, and, get some very good stuff from them that can help a lot.
Cheap son of a bitch.
You cheap son of a bitch. Sir, I don't have money. How about, do you have any jobs? So you can get these, sort of, respawn random stuff. So it's like clear zombies. I'm gonna do a fetch quest instead, just because it's, you see me kill zombies. Clearing zombies, just like you're in an area and you have to kill the zombies there. There's a one where you have to like dig up a treasure. This one is, one of our operators had to stash their shipment at the Poopy Pants Country Daycare. Go retrieve the shipment. All right.
for me.
You're not working with me, you're working for me. And one of the things, if you're like, wow, this place looks nice, why don't you just hole up here for the night? None of the traders, you can't stay with them for the evening. They will all kick you out. When it's nighttime, they'll lock down the doors, just because, you know, the game would be too easy if you could have a free place to stay where you were invincible. Hello. Yep, I have time to read that. And bop. Bop. What did we even find? Rifle world. Improve rifle crafting skills. Well, we can't make anything yet, but we're getting there. All right, now, hi, hopping chicken. You're mine now. Thanks for not running. That makes this a lot easier. Now, as you can see, there's lots of stuff we could explore, but I'll just go do the quest right off the bat. Because, you know, I could just be here forever looting stuff, and you don't need to see that. You know, here's the budget burrows. You know, this one's like a 2 instead of a 1, so, like, it's harder to clear out, but it's not gonna be, like, super rough. You still coming, buddy? Yeah, he's lost back there. He ain't going nowhere. Search this mailbox. Mailbox are often good for getting books because, you know, paper. Oh, here's one of the things, guys. You can also find perk books like this. Like, this is Urban Combat Volume 3. You know, sneaking, kicking one loose can wake up the hornet's nest. Sneaking over trash makes no sound. So, you know, you use that, and now I have that perk, just permanent. You can see that. Here we go. Where is it? There we go. Urban Combat. So these are all the types of books you can find. Now, unlike the skill books, it's not like you read one and you get the first, and you read 2 and you get the these ones are specific that you have to find. So we got this one, and then once you read all of them, then you get the bonus for finding them all. So, you know, it's just sort of fun that just, you know, more stuff to look at and loot. The McElveen residence, 2 star, 2 skull, whatever. Again, we're not gonna bother looking at that. Now, and again, I don't have anything, you know, no idea what this map is about because I just randomly generated it. So, you know, I don't know where anything is. Like, okay, here's, you know, a bunch of cool houses we could look at. Looks like there's a... I don't know why I'm looking. I'm trying to look around the tree. That's not how video games work. I thought I saw like a church or something, but no. So here's the county stockpile. So like a sort of a trash dump. Ooh. Getting into the business district. So, like, we've got here the Forever Video. You know, 3 star. We got the Passin' gas station. Aldo's cabinet. Ooh, that sounds like, you know, maybe that could have some clothes in it. That'd be nice. But we'll first go to the daycare. Sure, I'll also search the school bus, because, yeah, could have something nice. All right, so, the Poopy Pants Country Daycare. Only one, should be easy. Now, here's a fun little quirk about the game. I'm gonna loot this place first, because whenever you start one of these, like, radial quests that are, you know, they're just randomly assigned out in the world, you know, to do either the clear the zombies, fetch the supplies, or dig out the treasure. When you accept the quest, it will respawn the map. So, like, I can pick up this stuff. Hi. All right. Yes, sir. I know, you're a little late in picking up your child. Oh, no. What the? I'm not even on the quest yet, and they're... Well, nice dodge. Okay, you sit down. That's not gonna kill you, but at least it'll stop. Ugh. I will say it is a little rough doing combat while recording. It keeps sort of hiccuping. The game itself, I've never had a problem with that happening. Like, no, like, lag or stuff, but with OBS recording on high settings, it is getting a little bit upset when there's 4 zombies at once. Also, the fact we're in a heavy urban area. All right, so, and here's what I was talking about. Loot the place beforehand. Ooh, that flashing light. I don't like it. Get some, okay, corn in the microwave, sure. Corn in the fridge, okay. We know how to make grilled corn if we ever find a grill for our fire. Can I get in there from this side? Maybe, but now it's like, okay, there's a... Yeah, we'll go through this way. We could cut down, you know, bash down the door, but that probably has about 500, maybe like 700 or something. More if it's reinforced. So, rather than do that, let's just, you know, knock out their barricade with the sofa, jump in that way. Nice jump, sir, but you're dead. Search some trash. Ooh, got some lockpicks. Nice. Lockpicks are interesting in this. They're not a skill. You know, you don't increase your lockpicking skill like you may do in Fallout, since, as I said, it is similar to Fallout. Instead, it's just you find an object that's locked, and depending on how, you know, hard the lock is, it'll just take, you know, multiple picks to... Oh, this is a cute little playground. Multiple picks to, like, you'll start picking it, and then, you know, depending on, you know, if it takes more picks, you'll just have to use more. Got essentially a health bar for lockpicks then. Oh, hi, I didn't see you. Sorry, I didn't know you were using the slide. Power attack. Ow. Oh. Nope. Yeah, get that in your way. Ow. Getting lucky that I'm not getting infected from all these hits. Anyone in here? No, just some trash. All right, well, I'll take this trash. Oh, I'm thirsty. Health and stamina recovering are slower. Great. Well, hopefully we'll be able to fix that after doing this quest. All right, whatever. I'm not gonna keep looting this whole place yet. Just the point that I was trying to make is you can loot the place like now, and you're like, oh, okay, potted plant. Start the quest, and the whole thing respawns, so you can be like, potted plant again. So, you know, if you loot the whole place ahead of time, you get double rewards. Now, granted, of course, once you've, you know, looted it, yeah, there we go. Looking a little nicer. You know, like I should have come in here and looted the toilet for looking for water. But, just toilet paper. No, thank you. No, thank you. So, you know, as you can see, because we respawned it, because of the quest, this couch is back up. But all the loot's back up too. Now, well, I guess not all of it. It's like this desk, for instance, it did not respawn. You know, the potted plant did. The microwave did. You know, the fridge did not. So it's a little hit and miss, but, you know, if you want to sort of cheat the system, you can do that. Now, as for our quest itself, what we're trying to do for these find supply, like, radial quests, is there is going to be a bunch of stashes, like courier stashes, and, you know, there'll be like 3, 4, 5, depending on the size of the place, and you have to find the right one that has your stuff in it. So, for instance, I mean, I haven't found any yet. I was actually kind of surprised there's not one in here. You can look at the top right, like, so coming out here, I had been at like 3 meters, now I'm at like 18, I'm getting closer as I go in, so, you know, it doesn't tell you exactly where it is when you're, you know, not near it, but you can tell that, like, okay, it's not up here. Hello? You. Yeah, I know I'm hungry. Did I find any? I got some. We good? We good. Oh, another thing you can do is if you see these status effects and you're like, oh, I've never played the game before. What do they do? You can click on them. And it's like, you're hungry. Your maximum stamina lowered by 13. You're thirsty. Drink water. You know, because we don't have health and stamina recovery, maximum stamina lowered. Like, what's this? No experience penalty on death. This protection will decrease and disappear at 6, so think ahead. So you can always click on things to learn what the status of them is. Ooh. Soup and cans of pears. That should give them some hydration, too. Oh, also I found yucca juice. That gives you a lot of... Yucca? I don't know. You know, the cactus. By random chance, I got a very good water recovery. So that'll help with that. Yeah, and like, here's a reason why I should have looted the whole place beforehand, but I didn't want to waste time just recording like a pile of books. If that had respawned, you know, getting more skill books, always very nice. So just, you know, if you do play it, make sure to, you know, loot stuff beforehand. Oh, I bet there's a secret. Whoa, hi, that is not the secret I was expecting. That kind of gave me a little jump scare. Woo. That also gave me a jump scare. Hi, lady. And she's like, hello. Are you looking for your stuff? I can show you where it is. No, you can't. Interesting, I've not found other, loot piles? Not piles, that's not the word I'm looking for. I've not found other bags. I wonder if that's a multiplayer only thing. Like, maybe there's an equal number of bags per person, and you have to find the right one. I don't know. But yeah, so far, I've not seen any extras, which is a little... Can I get my... Thank you. This flashing light is annoying me. All right, let's open up this Shotgun Messiah crate. That seems like it might have something useful. Oh, melee weapon mod, some ammo, and an explosives magazine. Okay, sure. Unlock pipe bombs. All right, here we go. Here's the type of thing I'm looking for. Search the courier satchel. Now, I don't know if I've only found this one because I'm playing single player, like, and because when I've done this with other people, there's usually 4 or 5 or whatever. So maybe they put an equal number of bags to the number of people in the group, and then you just have to find the correct one. Now, I know for sure it's not like, you know, each one has a different one, because when I've played with other people before, you know, sometimes we'll have the same bag. But maybe that's why, if the bag number is based on the people number. But yeah, because when I'm used to it, it's that there's going to be a lot of those around here, and then you have to find the right one. But there's only been one. Maybe it's because it's my first quest. So yeah, I don't know. First quest, or because there's only one person playing. Whatever the case is, we found our stash. Let's go turn it in. All right, so I was able to get the stuff by turning in the quest. We get money, we get experience, and we get to choose one of these. So we can get a Press Boy cap mold, which, you know, yeah, helmet. Press Boy cap modification makes any helmet look like a Press Boy cap, just so, you know, it gives you more elemental resistance to the cold and heat, and then you can turn, you know, a helmet to look something like that. We could get a perk book. Acid is extremely rare and powerful. I figured out this tip: to harvest a little from cars and medical adds a chance to harvest acid from cars. I'll probably take that, you know, to get a skill thing, a lot of ammo, lots and lots of resource. Let's take a skill book. Let's take the perk. Sure. Now, I did one job. He's still got 4 jobs left. Clearing zombies, clearing zombies, clearing zombies. I'll, you know, deal with all that later, but that's sort of the basic stuff of the questing, is that you go on a quest. You do them, once you do like 5, I think it's 5 when you do all that, because I've done them with multiple people, and quests work a little differently. You'll get a quest to like go and find another trading post and make contact to get a tier 2, and, you know, so it increases. You do little quests, you increase. You do little quests, you increase. And you don't have to if you don't want to. You can just survive on your own, but, you know, as you can see, certainly got a lot of stuff for sale. For instance, do you have a cooking pot? Yes. 600 though, so I can't afford it. That would be nice, because then I could, you know, purify water. But, you know, you want some skill books, get some money for skill books. Jar of honey gives you food, but it also is antibiotics, because...
You don't buy something next time, I'll shoot you.
Don't buy something next time and I'll shoot you. You know, because, like, stuff like if you break a bone, you can either wait for it to heal on its own, or you can get, like, a splint to heal up the process. If you get infected by a zombie... there's only 3 things to cure it. Either honey, which will lower your infection percent by 5%. Because the way it works is like you get scratched or whatever, and if you get infected, it'll be like 1%. And as you're just waiting along, it'll go 1.1, then 1.2, then 1.3, and it slowly ticks up. So honey, because it's a natural antibiotic, gives you 5% stuff. So it's okay if you have a minor infection, you can cure it. Then there's herbal antibiotics you can make all the way up to, you know, pre-war, pre-apocalypse, full-on antibiotic drugs, which, you know, are 25%. And those are very expensive. So, you know, honey would be nice, but it is what it is. Let's, I can use that. In fact, let's just put everything in there. Oh, our thing is full up. Let's make a second one, shall we? Storage. I can't make any of this stuff yet because I don't have nails. Can't have nails till we have a forge to make, you know, smelt down stuff and make steel, but that's okay. We don't need a bigger thing. We just need a second thing. Put all that in there. Yeah, I'll keep the money in there. Why not? I don't need money. I just need my arrows. So, yeah. There's only one other thing I'd like to show you, and for that I need to make a little change so that I don't have to be here forever. I'll be right back. All right, well, I did a couple tweaks of the thing so that this would happen instead. If you look up to the top, you see day 2, and that 2 is a very scary red looking 2, very mean looking. Yes, this is normally something that happens every week, every 7 days. It's the name of the game, 7 Days to Die. Because every week, after you've played for 7 days, you get a blood moon. Like a blood moon? What is this? Breath of the Wild? Tears of the Kingdom? Kinda, sorta, actually, yes. Yeah, things are getting... We're getting some nasty thunder and stuff going on here. Normally, as I said, it happens every once a week, but I changed the setting of the save file so that it was happening every day, because I didn't want to wait a whole in-game week for this. And again, this is something that I'm going to show you that, you know, you can make it as infrequent as once a month, you can make it as frequent as every night, or you can turn it off entirely if you don't like the blood moon. But it is sort of part of the core game mechanic, because of the whole 7 Days to Die. Every week this happens. So, yeah, it's 7:30 now in the evening. And the sky's getting kind of angry. Getting some thunder, some lightning. Everything's got this haze to it. And I'll check in with you when it gets a little bit later. 8:30 p.m., let's check in. Sky's getting kind of red. All right, let's check in again. 9 p.m. and the sky, it's getting kind of red. It's getting kind of angry. Things are not going to be going well very soon. All right, checking in as it's coming up to 10 p.m. The thunder's going. Starting to rain, and the sky is looking a very unhealthy color. If you couldn't tell, things are about to go south. Very, very quickly. And now, we are bathed in the red glow.
Witness the blood moon's rise.
Also, we're wet. Thanks, Rain. Thanks, game, for telling us that. And here comes the horde of the super zombies. I think it's time to get inside. How about you? No, thank you. No one's home. Come back later. I can hear him out there. I can hear him out here. I can hear him out back. Yes, you see, every 7 days in the game, you get the blood moon. And when the blood moon rises, just like Breath of the Wild, the monsters roam the land, and they get very, very unhappy. And so you have to survive an onslaught of sort of super powered up zombies. Now, I don't know that they hit any harder, at least not, I don't know what the default settings are. But there are a bunch of them. As you can see here, they're working through this wall. And one of the things about them is during the blood moon, all the zombies around you know exactly where you are. At any time, you cannot hide. I mean, sure, we're in here for now. And it's like, well, I mean, this is going well, but like, what's, you know, they're beating down that door. Got what, 1,000 health on that door, so we're doing okay. But how about this wall? What's that doing it? 500, 123 left. Could I repair this wall? Yes. You know, with some wood, but, you know, there's more than just 2 zombies out there. Oh, there's a couple of them trying to get through. We'll give them a little welcome while they're at it. Yeah, that's right. Sit down. Oh, but he's not sitting down. You can still see the silhouettes highlighting in the lightning there. Looks like they might have a friend with them, too. How's this door going? You know, this door, they're working on it. But that's why it is 7 days to die, because every 7 days, the zombie horde attacks. They know where you are, they know where you live, they know where you're hiding. Sit down. Now, as I said, if you're not a fan necessarily of a massive zombie horde attacking you every week that knows exactly where you live, actually, I'm a little surprised that only see those guys. You can, as I said, change how often the blood moon functions, you know, how often it shows up. You can also change how strong the blood moon is. For instance, you can change how many zombies spawn per character. I'm not sure why, maybe because I changed it to once every day instead of once every week. The settings got tweaked. But normally, for instance, they have 8 zombies per person on the server. So playing with more people isn't going to necessarily help you. Because, you know, if I'm playing with just, you know, with one person, there should be, like, a horde of 8 all attacking at once. I'm not sure why there's only 3. But yeah, if you have 2 people, then you got 16 zombies. So it's not like you can all have like 8, a bunch of friends, everyone takes 1, and then you're done. You know, if with 8 people at the standard settings, that's 64 zombies you got to deal with. Yeah, actually, kind of the more people you have, the harder it gets. But I guess that was a little disappointing because I only got 3. Which, I mean, you know, easier to survive and show stuff off, but where's my zombies? Huh, well, but either way, so that's what happens every week unless, you know, you change the set. Let me just take a look at this. One day, yeah, blood moon count should be 8 on top of the regular zombies that are around, but who knows? So there you have it. There's sort of the basics of 7 Day to Die. Survive, craft, build, learn skills, make new stuff, you know, make a forge, smelt iron, make weapons, you know, you can build a bicycle, you can build a car, I think. I built a bicycle, personally, I don't know, but you get, like, car batteries and headlights and stuff, so presumably you can get cars working again, and there's a vehicle skill. But there you go. If you've never heard of it, I hope you're, you know, saw this and like, oh, that's kind of cool. And if you know, saw it a long time ago, wow, that made, you know, a lot of difference since last time. So if you're looking for a survival zombie thing with a bunch of friends, this is the game to do it because, you know, man, not that I'll play very much here. My friends would be very upset if I did a lot on my, you know, our shared game when no one else was around. But, you know, it's a fun time. You get a little scare, you get a little loot, you get, you know, it just sort of scratches all those itches of like, build a base, you know, loot some stuff, fight some guys, chill with your friends. You know, for instance, like, here's our, you know, current base that I've got set up all nice, you know, got the nice wood, got some carpet down, we have these, you know, nice labeled storage crates. We come up, we've just made a whole second floor to this building that we're staying in. You know, down in the basement, we've got ourselves a forge going. We got ourselves a workstation. So it's just, you know, it's a good time. Little buddy, little mascot jack-o'-lantern, and welcome. Here's, you know, here's another world. Here's our garden plots. I didn't get to show off that because I didn't get enough skill. But, you know, you can plant gardens and grow things. Make water catchers so that you can, you know, get lots of, you know, free water. Oh, look at it. There's one right there, in fact. It's a good, if you like survival games, if you like crafting, if you like, you know, all that sort of stuff, I'd give this one a try because it's a fun time. You know, you want some flowers, punch a flower. You want a stone, punch a rock. You know, you want a tree, punch a tree.